were in high school when they met, and things got kinda awkward. With sparks in the air, he would stare at her in class, and she would try to act cool. But it was obvious, like, ooh, they would be together, ooh. Then one day she said, write me a love song, 'cause I know you'll make it beautiful. And maybe I'll call you my sweetheart, and promise nobody can steal me away. Then I am yours, 'cause I want you, and I wanted you to know. He looked at her and then he smiled, picked up a pen and paper, and started writing. Probably something about her eyes and how they're always shining, or something cliche like, ooh, baby, I only want you. It's true. And then he said, I wrote you a love song, and I tried to make it beautiful. It's a song about your sweet, sweetheart, and how nobody can steal me away. Yeah, I am yours, 'cause I want you, and I wanted you to know. As he sang, she started to dance, grabbed his arm and took his hand. He held her close under the moonlight as they kept on dancing. And now they're singing their love song, and they sing it kind of beautiful, calling each other sweetheart. I promise nobody can get in their way or steal the show. They're in love now, and I wanted you to know.
Okay guys, I know my head's a little bit cut off, but I really want you to see what I'm doing over here more than my face. As you see, I've already got my day started. I've done a little bit of I've started a load of laundry, emptied the dishwasher, things like that. And now I'm going to be starting on supper, but it's not supper time. And what I'm doing is I have these odd shaped chicken breasts in the freezer. They're still frozen. Wasn't sure what I was cooking today, but I know that I need chicken for another meal. So I decided I would go ahead and cook these up and pick them off the bones and see what I have. And then possibly with whatever's left over, or no, not possibly, definitely, maybe, with whatever's left over, I'm going to figure out something for me and Noah for supper tonight, and then for Jeff to have whenever he gets home and all that stuff. I remember us buying these, and they were weird shapes whenever we took them out of the package. And I thought, what in the world? I can't actually cook those as, you know, chicken breasts that, I don't know how to explain it. This is seasoned salt. I'm just putting a little bit of that on there, just because I put it on all sorts of things. But I thought, I can't cook them like you would like a chicken breast that's for chicken sandwich or anything like that, because they were just so weird, cut really wrong. If Jeff had done it, they would have been better, a lot better. Black pepper, they're different sizes and they're oddly shaped. So I'm going to just put them in my oven. I've got it preheating to 350. I've got this piece of foil. I don't know how big it is, but it's one that I had used before, and I saved it because It wasn't dirty or anything. It had nothing on it. And I just fold it just like you saw me unfold it. And I stuck it in my freezer. I do that with lots of things. Because I mean, there's no point in throwing it in the garbage if it's not dirty. And what it is like whenever I double cover something and no food gets on it, in the top layer I can just reuse. And I think it's going to be just about right for this 9 by 13. Yes, it is. So I'm just going to stick these in the oven and let them bake, roast, whatever. And whenever they get done, I'm going to let them cool off and pull them off the bones. So now I'm going to clean this up again. And then we'll get to whatever I'm doing next. I don't know what that's going to be yet. Because honestly, at this point, I just know we're having something for dinner with chicken. And we'll see. Because I don't know. I just don't know what's happening. I may go find a new recipe. Then again, I don't know how much chicken I'm going to have. Okay, so this is what I meant by odd-shaped breasts whenever I put them in there. Really what it is both breasts are together. But one of them is much smaller than the other, and one of them still has rib meat. And this one had no skin. It doesn't seem. But this one did have a little bit of skin right there. So what I'm going to do is the foil that I had, I'm going to stick that onto there. And I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put it into a bowl. And I'm going to let both of them cool off some. But tonight I'm making dressing for supper. So what I want to do is let it cool off. But while it's cooling, while this one is cooling, I'm going to make some cornbread. And while this one's cooling, it's just going to be chilling out. And this pan, all this stuff that you see around, all that yumminess, do not throw it out. Do not. Do not think it's gross. That is good stuff. So don't throw it out. Let me go ahead and find a bowl to stick this in. Actually, for now, just for now, I'm just going to stick it over here with that one. Let them cool off. Now, I won't use this aluminum foil for a third time. We'll just recycle it after that. But what I want to do is take this stuff, which there's nothing wrong with, because it's just like the skin stuff. And I'm going to put it over here. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to put just a little bit of water in it. Then I'm going to take my wooden spatula because they seem to work really well. How about we move these tongs? Take my wooden spatula and kind of just work that stuff up a little bit, because all of that stuff is just tasty yumminess from the chicken cooking. But you let it work, you work it around and you get it up, and then you use it in your dressing whenever it's done. But I think today I'm just going to go ahead and leave that liquid in it, in this pan, and I'm going to make my cornbread and bake it into this pan. And then I'm going to make my dressing and put it into this pan. Then it's just one dish other than what I'm using to mix with. But see, all that stuff comes up and it's just flavor. It's just yummy flavor. So let me go ahead and get all the things I need to make my dressing, or make my cornbread, and set that up so I can show y'all me making my cornbread dressing. But here's the thing. I know everybody makes dressing different. Some people put celery in it. Some people put eggs in it. Some people don't put chicken in it. Some people don't put any kind of protein at all other than the egg they make it with whenever they're making the cornbread part. I make chicken and dressing, or turkey dressing. Let me get this up here. I don't like dressing without chicken or turkey. I would rather have chicken than turkey though. So with me, if you don't have that, it's just cornbread with onions in it. Some people don't put onions in their dressing. I don't like that. That's just me. Some people think that you can't have dressing without celery. I don't feel that way. So everybody has their own thing, and dressing seems to be a southern thing mostly, which I know that there's a lot of other people because of YouTube most likely, or because of friends and family that have moved north. Dressing's kind of gotten everywhere, but this is just my version, and I think I've shared it before. I'm not sure. Some people put sage in their dressing. I don't. I just don't, because I don't know. I don't know why. But I'm going to go ahead and get my cornbread stuff ready to go, and I'm going to share that with y'all. I've shared it before. I think I've shared my dressing with y'all. I'm almost positive I did. But I know I did around Thanksgiving, because some of you were surprised that I put mushroom soup and cream of chicken in it. But anyway, let me just get set up and we're going to cook this. And also, this is day 25 of Eat at Home. I don't even know if we're going to eat I may make some loaded green beans. I kind of want some of those to go with this, so we'll see. Let me just get set up. Okay, so I've got all the things I need, at least I think I do, for my dressing, or for my cornbread part. This is for my dressing, but still. I'm going to put in here, well, it's like heaping halves of cornmeal mix. It's cornmeal mix, not cornmeal. I'm putting in 1.5, pretty much almost 2, like 1 3/4 cup of that. I don't normally measure it. I go by eyeballing it. And then I'm going to put in a heaping half cup of self-rising flour. And I don't always do it the same. 1 egg. I don't know, 1/4 cup of oil. This is olive oil. Salt, not a lot, but some. Maybe a teaspoon. That might not even been a teaspoon. And pepper, because we like pepper. Quite a bit of that. And then I'm going to try to measure this just because, which I know there's still oil in that. But let's see. That's around 1/2 cup. Maybe a cup of milk. Let's see. I don't know if I'm going to have it right or not. But I started to pull out one of my little buttermilk, frozen buttermilk things. But I just decided not to. You could do that. That's not enough milk. I needed like 1.5 cups. I knew it wasn't enough. I can look at it most of the time and tell if it's not enough. And I know that baking is a science. I say it all the time. But somehow with cornbread, I know. And if I don't just pour it in with just eyeball it, I don't ever get it right. I always feel like I need more. And something else with this. I do make this cornbread a little bit drier than I would if we were just eating cornbread. The reason why I do that is because I am going to be putting other things in it that are liquid once it's cooked, and I put it with the other ingredients. So I do make it a little bit drier than what I would if we were, you know, having dinner with it. Alright, now I'm just going to take it and put it in that pan. So let me move y'all over there. Okay, so I know there's liquid in this, but that's alright. It's going to just be part of this cornbread. And this cornbread will not be like, it won't be enough to fill this whole pan, but I don't want it to be, because I want to be able to make dressing and have it fill this pan. So that's why I'm doing it like this. So put that over there, smooth this around, and like I said, I don't care if that liquid is in there, because that's just going to give it flavor. Now if I was using regular cornbread, I would not want that liquid to be in there. Then again, I don't know, it might be pretty good, but I wouldn't want it, I don't think. It looks like gravy rivers in there. Alright, so I'm going to get all that off of my little spatula. All that I can anyways, because I don't want to waste any of it. It does not need to go down the drain. And I'm going to bake this at 350, the same temperature it was on, for however long it takes for it to get done, which is 20-30 minutes or so. I don't know, about that long. And see, even though that was a little bit dry, it's not now, but it's still drier than what it would have been otherwise. But I'm gonna put this in the oven, let it bake. Clean up my mess. What a mess. So I'll be back whenever it's time to do other things. Probably shred the chicken. Okay, so that I can be ready whenever it's time to do the mixing it all together, I have taken out my can of cream of mushroom, my can of cream of chicken, and I've washed those. I always wash my lids. They're right here. I always wash them because I don't like to take chances. I have me a little bowl here that I'm going to start putting this meat in. So I'm going to start just taking it off the bone. And I know I just touched those cans, but I washed them, so it's okay. So I'm just going to shred this up with my fingers. It's not hot anymore, because if it was, I wouldn't be touching it. I mean, it's warm, but it's not like super duper hot or anything. So I'm going to put this in this little container. And I would use chicken breast, chicken legs, chicken thighs. It doesn't matter to me what kind of chicken. I've used, you know, which cut of the chicken anyway. I have used canned chicken to make my dressing before. It's good either way, with canned or with regular. Like, well, regular. What does that mean? Whenever I cook it. I have baked it. I have used grilled chicken. I have broiled it, roasted it, grilled it. Did I say grilled it? I've done different styles whenever I go to make my chicken for the dressing, but I like baking it the best, or roasting it, or whatever you want to call it. Whatever I just did, I like that the best. I don't know why, but it just seems to have more flavor to me. And this one very tiny, or two very tiny chicken breast is going to be enough to feed all 3 of us. And we'll have leftovers because that 9 by 13 will make extra. I'm making leftovers on purpose because the day you see this is Thursday. And that is the day of my big Bible study. The one that takes the most time. And I want to be able to have a quick, easy meal. So we'll just have leftover dressing. And if I make anything else, I need to ask Noah if he wants the other. But I'll just make we'll just have leftovers on purpose. Let's just say that. Alright, so now I'm going to set that to the side because I'm not throwing that away. I'm going to wash my hands real quick to get this off of them. And I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Couple things.
Yeah.
First, can you give her some dry food so she stops screaming at me?
That'd be good.
And the second one is, do you want loaded green beans with this? Alright, well, can you grab me another onion, please? Okay, so I'm gonna get my onion cut up so I can be ready. But he just said he wanted loaded green beans as well, so he's getting me another onion. It doesn't have to be a big one. And I'll get another little bowl to put that onion in because this is not going to be big enough. But that's alright. No, they're in the basket, baby. There's still some in the basket. I know we have some in a box, but...
You want me to peel any, or you want to chop it right first?
Do what? I'm going to chop the ends off and everything. I'm going to do this because the outside is all shriveled on this one. It's no good. Not all of it, but a little bit of it on the edges and stuff. So I'm going to keep the good part and get rid of the bad. Which you could still eat that, but it'd be super tough. It would not be a pleasant experience. That is not the proper way to use a big knife. Don't do what I did. Do what? I'm being careful. I only stab myself once a month. What was that look? I stabbed myself already. I've met my quota. Are you freaking out on the inside, Noah?
No.
Okay, because I was cutting onions before you were even thought about. Because that's what one of my jobs was. Mama made me cut onions. Peel onions. Potatoes. Okay, so I'm putting one of the onions in that. And the other one I'm going to put in a small bowl. But I'm going to put all of it in the refrigerator because it's going to be a little bit before I cook any of this. And yes, the cloth is clean. It's just stained. I washed it Y'all see me washing all kinds of things. Alright, I'm going to cover this up and stick it in the refrigerator for now. Just like that. And I probably got too small of a bowl, but that's alright. Maybe not. I mean, if I want it to be sealed really well, I probably did. And I will also put that in the refrigerator. And for the loaded green beans, I will have to cut up a tomato, so I'm going to go ahead and do that too, but I got to wash it. Alright, I got my tomato washed. I don't mind eating that little part at the end, but Jeff doesn't like it. So if he happens to get it, he won't say a word. He will not fuss at all. But why give him something that I know he doesn't like? Okay. Put those in there. And I'm not worried about the onion being on the board because onion's going to be in the green beans, so it doesn't matter. Alright, so now I've got all that prepped, ready to go when it's time. And I think I'm going to just use frozen green beans this time instead of the other ones. So, bag of those. They'll be yummy. Put them back in there for now. Alright, so I'm going to clean up, wait on this to be done. It's about halfway maybe, and I'll come back whenever it's time to put the dressing together. Okay, so I'm sure it's time to take this out of the oven, so I'm going to do that. And y'all gotta remember it's gonna look weird because of all the other stuff, but it's gonna be good. And if you think about it, whenever you are making dressing or anything like that, you put broth in it or stock or something like that. So that's pretty much what you kinda did already, except it's cooked in it. And it's fine. So I'm leaving my oven on because I'm gonna be needing it. But this is what the Crazyville looks like, but that's alright. I'm not worried about it. And you see, it's only about halfway up on here. But let me go ahead and grab everything else, like back out of the refrigerator and all that. And it's going to sit here for a few minutes. And then I'm going to show you the next steps. Okay, so I've got all the stuff I need. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and dump this into my big bowl. And then I'm going to move my pan just over to the side so y'all can see what I'm doing in the bowl. But I need to get this out of here, and as you can see, it's cooked through. I've got this for the soups, so I don't need it in my hand. And this is coming out very easily out of this, and it's crumbling up very easily. I mean, yes, there's still residue, and I didn't spray the pan and all that stuff, but it's not a problem. And it's still hot, but that's not a problem either. Because I'm not touching it with my actual hands. Not to say that I haven't before, because I've been that ridiculously crazy before. And I know that I've seen some people put biscuits in theirs. I kind of have thought about that. I don't know. I don't know if it'd be something I'd want to do or not, but put biscuits and cornbread in their dressing, I don't know. Everybody's got their own ways, and that's what's so great about watching YouTube, is you can see other people's ways of doing things and, you know, decide, oh, well, that looks good, I want to try that, or no, I can't do that. But it smells delicious. Probably would have been better if I put a little bit of buttermilk, but I didn't. Let me just try to do it like this without having. These things are good. These pot holders, but you can't grip things like you do with your natural hands. I'm gonna have it coming the other way. Help me out a little bit better, because going that way kind of does not work well. Going this way, super easy. Much better on me. Alright, let me get this over here and let it hang out there until I'm ready for it. I don't need those. Sorry, that probably made a weird noise. Alright, so here's my cornbread, and it's all like broken up, mostly. Not all, but mostly. Now I'm going to start putting my other stuff in. Now, I said I needed to put this in there. That's the chicken and the onion. Not a ton of chicken. I have put more, but that's what I got, so that's what I'm putting in there. Could have used the bigger one, but I just decided not to. And this is a can of cream of chicken. Now, my mama never did this. I don't even think she ever had cream of chicken in her house. I don't think that was a thing. I didn't even know what it was when I first saw it. I thought it was gross. I thought it was a disgusting, gross thing. Then I grew up, and I learned better. Actually, I was an adult the first time I saw it, but still. Oops, sorry. I'm going to let that sit there for a minute because I'm going to use some of my bouillon broth. It's not actually bouillon, but use some of it to get the rest of that out with. Sometimes it just comes out perfectly. Other times it does not. Now, this is definitely something that nobody I know puts in their dressing, is cream of mushroom. For whatever reason, we like it. Right. This is 2 cups of that mixed up, kind of. I'm not worried about it being perfectly mixed because I'm going to be putting it in this and it'll be fine. But I do want to get all that soup out of there that I can. Just because it's good, it's yummy. And I just pour from one can to the other. Mix that all together. Pour it in there. Alright. I'm going to mix this up a little bit. Yep. Gonna need all of that. And I may or may not, I don't know, I may or may not have to have some more water. Mama never put broth in hers that I know of. She always used water. I always use broth or stock or whatever. Yep, that's the exact amount I needed. I thought it would be. I don't want it to be much wetter than this, if any. This actually might be a tiny bit too wet, but it'll be alright. I just let it cook a little bit longer. But I mixed that together. Add a little salt and pepper. Not a lot because of salt. Because I've already put some salt in cornbread, and there's salt in that broth and in the cream of whatever soups. Alright, stick this over here. Not quite cool enough I can trust it on my counter. Cool enough I can touch the handles a little bit, but not cool enough I want to put it on my counter for a long period of time. So now I'm just going to put this in here. I'm not doing anything to that pan. The pan is just fine. It's going to be alright. So that y'all don't freak out because I didn't do anything else. But I'm going to get all this out of here. This is another reason why I like to use silicone. It doesn't sound as horrible on the metal or glass. It doesn't sound like a metal spoon on that would sound. And if y'all were anything like with me, which I know some of you are, you probably appreciate that. Because I know when I'm watching videos and somebody is using metal on metal, it's like, oh no, please don't do that. But, you know, people do what they gotta do. Some people don't have all the crazy silicones that I have. But I love it. Alright, I think I got all I can out of there. Now I'm just going to smooth it down. See, once I got all that other in there, this dish is about, well, it's about 3/4, maybe a little bit more full, which is what I wanted it to be. I want it to be pretty full. And now I'm going to put some more pepper on top. Yes, I did say that, because we love pepper. And really, it's not that much that I'm using. But I don't know, it just needs it to me. It just needs it. That's my feelings. You don't have to use as much as I do. If you want to use this, if you want to do this, that's fine. And some of the things, I mean, you could just make your recipe for cornbread, whatever you like. You don't have to do what I do. This is just what I do. And I don't know how else to tell you. But there's that. We'll put pepper. I usually just do the fresh ground, but you know, Mr. Pig is hanging out there looking at me saying, please use me today. He can't really talk. I'm not crazy, y'all. I might be crazy, but not that kind of crazy. Alright. Now we'll put it back in the oven for, I don't know, 30-45 minutes. Till it gets nice and golden brown and set the way I like it. I don't really know how to say it. But I'm going to stick it back in there. And I'm going to wash this pan that Jeff used. Y'all may not be able to see it. Nope. This pan he used for breakfast, because he fixed us breakfast this morning. We had sausage, sausage, grits, toast, and he had eggs. I did not. But I'm going to wash that and do my loaded green beans in it. But first I'm going to clean up my mace. So I'll be back whenever I start the green beans, because I know I've shown y'all these before, but some of you are new and you might not have seen them. And if y'all ever get tired of me showing y'all stuff the way I do, like continually every time I make it, please let me know and I can skip some things sometimes. I'm not going to skip it all the time because there's new people a lot of times. So yeah, anyway, I just like for y'all to hang out with me while I'm cooking. Okay guys, since this is the first time I'm using this pan for this recipe, I decided I would pull out some of my bacon. Ooh, turn you down already. From the freezer that I'm going to have to cook just for that bacon grease, because I don't want it to stick, y'all. And I did thaw this just a tiny bit in the microwave. It might be too much bacon, so I may take some of this bacon out. I have olive oil in there too, because I'm going to put olive oil in it, but I may end up taking some of that bacon out, so I don't know yet. I might just leave it all. But I want to get this fried up some, just to, no, I'm going to leave it all. I'm not going to worry about taking any of it out. It's fine. If it's too much, I know next time not to do that. It'll be fine. But this bacon was the bacon that we had chopped up for seasoning beans and stuff. And I'm about to do some beans, right? So that's what we need, is this. That's what I decided anyway. But I am going to put a little bit of butter in there because of the flavor. You might not need it, but I always put butter in these beans, so I'm doing it. Ooh, that was loud. I'm trying to keep all my dirty dishes there so I can put them all in the dishwasher at the same time. But I seem to be making extra noise. Maybe I need to turn that back up now. But I'm going to let the bacon get cooked through, and then I'm going to come back and show you all the rest. Okay, so those will keep cooking. So I'm going to go on with my green beans. And look what happened. Whenever I cut the bag, I did like that. And everything was folded together. Like down in there like that. And I just cut across it. Now I have a cute little handle. That's never happened before. So anyway, I just thought it was funny. I'm going to put my green beans in, the whole bag. This is 12 ounces. And the onion, which I think this might be a little much onion, so I'm going to put some in there. Maybe half. Because I can use the onion for something else. Trust me, onion does not get wasted around this house. Ever. It's so good. It is so good for you. So I'm going to put the onion in there. And the tomato. Putting all the tomato in there. Get out of there. I said all of you. Alright. Stir that around a little bit. Let me grab me a little. Let me not get burnt. I think I'm going to get me some of those little things for my cast iron. But anyways, put that. And I am going to put just a small amount of salt. Not much, because I used that bacon that had not been cooked already. Maybe a half a teaspoon. That's it. And y'all know, we don't know how much. Just whatever. Whatever you want. Until you think that you have enough of pepper. Probably a teaspoon here. Maybe. Maybe not quite. Maybe not quite. Maybe a half teaspoon. Maybe a little over half. I don't know. But not a lot. But not a little bit. Alright. So, I'm going to let those things right there cook together and get happy. And I'm going to put the rest of that onion back in the refrigerator. But I'm going to let this cook. And then, right before we decide to eat, right before serving time, I'll put some Parmesan cheese all over it. And I'm not talking about the stuff that's the powdery stuff, which you can use that if you want to. If you don't have anything else, it might be alright. But real cheese that melts, like, I don't know. Good stuff. So, and I believe that Amy, whenever she cooked it, because she cooked it, I think she said she used cheddar. I'll have to ask her. But anyways, Our Blessed Family, she made my recipe and they liked it. So alright, so I'm gonna let this cook and I'll come back whenever, probably whenever I start to put the cheese on here, just so y'all can see that part. Okay, so we've gotten to the point where that our onions are like kind of translucent. I've got the oven open. Actually, let me close it while I'm doing this. The dressing's done, and I was letting the oven heat, keep it warm, but also me too, because it's kind of chilly. Anyways, the onions are pretty translucent. They're not like cooked away or anything. So that's where I want it to be at. You can use canned beans. But you drain those. You can use fresh beans or you can use frozen. So, you know, you have options with this. So far, because this pan is probably like 30 years old, I think I've had it. I don't know. Maybe, I wonder if this is the one I've had that long. I know I've got 3 that I've had that long. Anyway, I can't remember if it's this one or not. It's pretty well seasoned and pretty well non-stick, as you can see. There's a little bit of residue right there, but who knows, it might go away. Get that all kind of squishy in there. I don't know whatever other word to use. But anyway, this is to the point that I'm ready to put my cheese on the top so that I can, you know, we can eat. You don't have to add the cheese if you're dairy free or something. You don't have to add the butter or the cheese. That's up to you. But it's so delicious. And I don't know why I started doing this. It's just something I started doing. I actually started doing it in a packet, but then I converted to stovetop because it was easier. But anyway, I'm just gonna throw cheese all over the top. This is just Parmesan shredded cheese. This is the only kind of shredded cheese we buy now. All the rest of the cheese we get is in block form. And since there's just a little bit left in here, I'm just going to put the rest of it on here. I wasn't, but I am now, because there's not much left. So, I'm going to let that melt, and as soon as it melts, it's ready to eat. But I'm going to turn it off, because there's plenty of residual heat in that cast iron. I see it's already melting right there. So, let me go ahead, and I'm going to get the dressing out. Let me move this over here. I have a spoon rest. I've got 3 of them, which one of them is in the dishwasher. But I have 2 more. I don't ever use them. And that's the dressing. Looking delicious. I'll leave that open a little bit. Well, no, I guess I'll close it. I don't know. I like that heat. It's nice. Let's open it back up. Oh, it won't open. It won't stay open where I had it. Alright, so grab a spoon to dip that with and let this finish melting. Get Noah some plates, forks, napkins, and we're going to eat our dinner. And this is what we're having. Dressing and loaded green beans. And it's just delicious. As you can see, it's melty, melty, yummy, yummy. So good. Here's a little close-up of the dressing so y'all can see it a little bit better. And yes, it has a lot of pepper on it, but that's delicious. And that's the green beans. It's not quite melted, but it will be. But we don't care if it's not all the way melted. We're going to eat it anyway. Okay, guys, with that, I'm going to say goodbye. Bid adieu, or whatever the words are. I don't know. But I will say see you tomorrow. I'm so glad that you came and hung out with me today while that I was eating my dinner, which was very good, and we have leftovers. And then I even went ahead and made Jeff a plate for tonight and made him a bowl for work, and we still have leftovers of the dressing anyway. There wasn't enough green beans, but for like 4 servings, because green beans are so good. But Noah and Jeff eat more than I do, but that's fine. We don't care. Anyway, while I was eating, I was watching Happy Planning with Misty. She's another Alabama girl, if y'all want to go check her out. She only does planner videos, so just telling you, she only does planner videos. But I'll try to remember to link her down below. But yeah, I was watching her video while I was eating my dinner. So anyway, I don't normally, let me just talk to y'all a little bit about that. Like, whenever you're eating by yourself, do you watch a video or TV or something like that? Because whenever we're eating dinner together as a family, we don't. We don't have the TV on. We sometimes have a radio on, but we don't have the TV on or anything like that. But if it's just me by myself, I need somebody to keep me company, you know? So I'll watch a YouTube video of someone that I enjoy. And she had just put a new video out, so I thought, why not? Do y'all do that? Or do you just always have the TV on whenever, no matter what, if you're eating or whatever? But yeah, that was something I've been a little bit curious about. Also, Noah has had more questions about the cast iron, because I've always used cast iron, but not exclusively, which is not exclusively now. I've got stainless steel too, but I've never put my non-stick away. So he's got more questions about it that he didn't have before, like how long does it take to get one, you know, non-stick from brand new and things like that. But I really don't know how long it takes. It's really according to how much you use it, how well you season it, and things like that. So, but yeah, he had questions, and that's fine. I have zero problems trying to answer whatever I can. So anyways, dinner was really good. I don't have any more chores that I'm going to share with y'all today that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to probably film a couple videos. Also wanted to tell y'all Noah's cheesecake he made me. I know he didn't make it on film. He doesn't like, you know, he doesn't, I don't know. He doesn't like to be on camera, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, plus he had a lot of questions because he's never exclusively made it by himself before. But that thing is, I think it's better than whenever I do it. And I use the same exact recipe. Or maybe it's just because I didn't have to do it. I don't know, but it's good. It was a really good birthday cake. Cheesecake cake. But yeah, I wanted to tell y'all that because, you know, there was something else I wanted to tell y'all. Oh, random things that I need to tell y'all that I keep forgetting. I don't know if I've told you this one or not, but you remember the bra saga that I was going through with the company that wasn't doing what they were supposed to be doing, and they were just awful? I got a refund because I went to PayPal, and first I sent another email to the company through PayPal, so PayPal was controlling it, and I never got anything back. So I disputed it with PayPal, and they did all the things that they are supposed to do, and they sent me an email back and said that the dispute had been, what was the word? I'm not going to try to look for it. Anyway, it was in my favor because I had proven that I had tried to do all the things that I could to return these in a proper amount of time, but there was no possible way for me to do all that stuff, and I had proven that I had tried to cancel it before it even got shipped, but they wouldn't allow that. So I did get the money back, and I still have them. So I'm probably, like one of you suggested, donating them to a Catholic charity, which I'll have to look back and find out what that was, but because which I'm not going to try to get like a receipt or anything, because I did get my money back finally, which was good. And that's all I'm going to talk about that. You know, it does pay to be a person who is trying to do what's right. Sometimes, you know, you get rewarded for that, and I got rewarded by not having to pay for something that wasn't any good. And I still offered, even though I was doing it through PayPal, I still offered to ship them back, but they said I didn't have to, so I said okay. Anyway, I guess with that being said, that's all that I have that I needed to update y'all on. But I do want to tell you about something else. This Saturday, there will be 3 videos because I'm doing a collab with Amy and Sarah. I cannot remember Sarah's channel name. She's new to me. Amy asked her to join. So Amy from Our Blessed Family, I'm doing a collab with her, so it's going to be fun. And I hope you come back and see what that's going to be on Saturday. It'll be after my regular video, or my regular videos, because I put 2 out on Saturdays already. But there will be a bonus video. So that means 2 bonus videos this week. How about that? So yeah, I'm kind of excited about it. No, I'm not kind of. I'm really excited about it because I think it's going to be fun. I just think it's fun. And I think another thing, I like doing collabs, but I think that I like doing collabs with, like, open collabs are awesome, but doing small collabs too, they're really fun, because usually when it's a small collab, it's because you're friends with that person and it makes it different, if that makes sense. I don't know. But anyway, there will be a bonus video on Saturday, unless something happens and the collab is postponed, which I don't think it will be. We've been talking about it today, so it shouldn't be. So I will talk to you guys later. I still do need to do just a little bit more study for Thursday's Bible study, which today is Wednesday. You guys will see this after the Bible study. I need to do, well, really not more study, but just to make sure I've got all my things ready, because I don't know. I never know though. So I've decided that it's okay. I never feel prepared. I never feel like I'm ready, but everybody seems to be okay, and y'all keep coming back, so I guess it's all right. I do enjoy studying with you guys. It's really fun. It's very, it just seems better to study the Bible with others who have a hunger to learn more about God too. That's why it's good. That's, even if I don't get everything right, which I may not. I've told y'all, I'm not a theologian. I'm not a Bible scholar, which actually, technically the definition of theologian, I guess all of us that study the Bible are, I guess. I don't know. I'd have to look up this definition again. But anyway, I'm not saying I'm always right, but I'm telling you my thoughts, and you can go where you want with those. You can, you know, always test with the word. Don't ever take my word for it. Go back to the Bible. That's the thing. But with that being said, I'm gonna go because I want to get the other videos done, plus I want to shower and get a little bit more, making sure I'm prepared for tomorrow done. And I will see you guys later. Thank you again for hanging out with me today. I do appreciate it so much. I do hope you enjoyed this. If you did, go ahead and do all the YouTube things. If you didn't, do them anyway. You never know. I might do something that you might enjoy. You might find that you really like this crazy Southern lady. And I can't say I'm anything but Southern because I was born and raised in Alabama. But anyway, yeah. Thank you again for hanging out with me. Leave me a message. No, I keep saying message lately. What's up with that? Leave me a comment down below. Let me know how you're doing. And I can't even think. I don't know. Leave me a comment. Let me know how you're doing. And remember, don't take any wooden nickels, and be sweet.